Hey everyone, and welcome back to Storytime. My name is Jake, and today we're going to be looking at the subreddit r/choosingbeggars, where people are way too picky when it comes to certain things. A free seat? Sure, and I'll take yours too. Okay, so this happened on Thursday, and baffled me so much, I thought I should probably share. My man, who I like to call hubby, has a little girl from a previous relationship, who I call Pepper. A while ago, I learned that Pepper's school, as well as several other schools, were performing at a theatre. The performances were for singing, playing musical instruments, stuff like that, and the performance lasted 2 hours. Now, due to the school not letting hubby know that Pepper was set to perform with her school group until literally a few days before the performance, he had to book tickets last minute, and I was certain I wouldn't be able to make it. It came out of nowhere that Pippa herself would be singing with her school, and I couldn't book the time off work. But luck was on my side, it would seem, because just 2 days before the performance, my boss told me I was needed in one of the smaller stores for a few days, to cover someone whose holiday had apparently been forgotten about. My management sucks. In this case, though, I was pleased, because the smaller store was closer to the theatre, and would allow me to literally hop on a bus after work, head down to the theatre, and arrive with at least 15 minutes to spare. So online I went to book the tickets. As expected, the bookings were already pretty full, but I was lucky enough to have 2 seats available right next to the 3 seats hubby had already booked for himself and Pepper's grandparents. So I tried to book one of the 2 seats left on the row, and the website wouldn't let me. It popped up with a message that read that I'd left 1 seat unoccupied, and literally wouldn't let me pay for only 1 ticket. I had to buy 2. Don't ask me why, maybe it was just a fault in the site. So, not exactly thrilled I was shelling out unnecessary money for a seat I wouldn't use, but not wanting to let Pippa down since I'd already excitedly called her and told her I was coming. I booked the last 2 seats in the row, and the night of the performance arrives. I get off work and head down there with time to spare, meet up with hubby and Peppa's grandparents, and we all head in to claim our tickets. After hanging around the lobby for a little bit, just chatting, we start to hear rather raised voices coming from the counter where tickets are sold, and being nosy spectators of course, we look over. A woman with a group of at least 7 people, kids and adults, was arguing with the ticket sales lady. She was saying how she was sure she booked enough tickets in the row she was sitting in, but the woman behind the counter only had given 6 tickets. The woman explained that she had, in fact, only booked 6. That the site said 6, she paid for 6, and she was very sorry, but they were now sold out. The woman, to her credit, didn't cause a big scene, but turned to her family looking really disappointed. Then, the light bulb went off inside my head, and I stepped forward, useless ticket in hand. "Excuse me," I said towards the woman. One of the teenagers she had with her tapped her shoulder and pointed towards me, since she was facing away from me. She turned, and I handed out my ticket with a smile. "I have an extra ticket. Here." The woman's face lit up, and one of the teenagers started squealing in relief. Everyone was happy. Peace was restored upon the kingdom. Or so I thought. When the light flashed and signalled everyone to go in, we all shuffled into our respective seats. Then, the woman who I gave the ticket to showed up, arm in arm with another woman who was roughly the same age. She smiled and waved at me, and I waved back, thinking I'd just get another thank you, and that would be it. "Nope. Oh, hey!" she said, speaking kind of loudly, since people around us were still settling down. "Thank you so much for the ticket, but can I ask you for a small favour?" I looked at her hesitantly. "Sure?" She grinned. "Well, I just wondered, since you were nice enough to give me your spare ticket, if you'd also be willing to swap seats with a friend of mine. Both of our kids are performing tonight, and we really want to see it together." I just stared at her, somewhat confused. I knew she was being serious, but my brain just literally kept saying, "What?" "Oh, I'm sorry, but I booked this seat next to my family," I said, gesturing to my hubby and grandparents, who all waved at her. I smiled as apologetically as possible, thinking that would be the end of it. Nopedy, nopedy, nope. She pulled a face. Something I can only describe as a pout, but it looked ridiculous on her given age. "Oh, please." I kid you not, she dragged the please like a bratty child. "I really want to sit by my friend, and I've got an aisle seat closer to the stage. It's a much better view. Please, can you swap with us?" I didn't really know what to say at this point. Her friend was looking at me just as expectantly, and I felt concerned. I don't do well with situations like this, and tend to be an inherent people pleaser if they persist too much. Luckily, hubby was there in a pinch. "Look, she already gave you a free ticket. I think she's being generous enough, don't you?" Bless his take-no-crap attitude. Both women looked offended. "We were only asking, there's no need to be rude," the friend said, rather rudely. The irony. "Look, she said no. Now either take the free seat she offered you, or you can both leave." Surprisingly, they gave up rather quickly after that. After some muttering under their breath, the friend left and the woman I had given the ticket to slumped down beside me. I felt her beady eyes on me through the whole performance, but didn't let it ruin my night. Pepper was great singing with her school, by the way. Choosing Beggars' sister's last attempts at free babysitting. Little backstory. I come from a large family with one sister who is a classic choosing beggar. This sister got knocked up in her teens and believes the whole world owes her something because she was so hard done by because she was a single mother as a teen. She will be called choosing beggar. The sister that is a year older than her is high functioning. She can come across as rude, but she speaks in matter-of-fact manner, works in black and white, and couldn't lie to save her life. This sister didn't get diagnosed till she was in her late 20s, early 30s. This sister will be called OS. The choosing beggar would regularly ask for someone to babysit her child for no money, would expect us to cancel work or school for the day, and then go missing for up to weeks at a time because "I'm a single mother who never gets a break," yet still managed to go out clubbing every weekend and go on holidays without her child, and wouldn't contribute to any of the financial upkeep of her own child. End of backstory. This happened many years ago, so a lot is paraphrased, but the main points are covered. One Friday after school, choosing beggar was begging OS to babysit just for a few hours. "You will have to pay me." "Of course, I'll bring you the money when I get back." "No, you will have to pay me up front, and you will also leave $200 insurance deposit. If you don't come back when you have promised, you will lose $20 for every hour you are late." "But I don't have any money on me. I'll just go to an ATM and bring it back." "No, I will drive you to the ATM. You will withdraw the money with me next to you. You will hand the money to me. If you leave or try to bolt, then I will be contacting Child Protective Services about your constant disappearing act. You will lose all that money you get for having him because we will take full custody and you will have to move out of the house that you contribute nothing to till you can prove yourself to actually be a mother nephew deserves." "That's unfair." She then goes into the usual spiel about how hard her life is. "No, what's unfair is having your siblings have to cancel work or school to look after your child because you went missing again. So you either stay home and look after your own child, or you take me up on the offer. But just remember, once it hits 11 and you aren't home, I will be charging you." "Fine, let's go." This was the first time that choosing beggar was actually home on the time promised. Since then, this tactic has been used by all siblings. That sister wound up moving out, but leaving nephew with us. This was fine by us, because at least he had all of us to look after him, without the inconsistency of dealing with his mother. Love that OS, she takes no guff. "Your gift to our wedding wasn't enough money." I'm not sure if this is the right place for this, but it feels like a choosing beggar moment. I've just hung up the phone from a friend, ex-friend now, whose wedding was a few weekends ago. She had a beautiful wedding, lots of guests, lots of wine and food. There were even fireworks when she and her new hubby left, via yacht, to go on their honeymoon. She was ringing people, thanking them for coming to her wedding. Aw, sweet, right? Wrong. She told me that the cost of having my husband and I at her wedding was far more than the miserly gift we gave her, so I tell her that we gave them $200 cash and a small designer candle that was $75. I was thinking perhaps someone stole the card with the cash. My friend has always been a bit quick to judge and can be tone-deaf rude, but she has a good heart. She says to me that it wasn't enough, and that the venue charge was $250 per head, so I owed her about $300 cash. At first I'm like, oh, she's sarcastic joking, but she was serious. She didn't consider the candle a real gift because she can't do anything with it, and it wasn't the big one that she wanted. The bigger candle was $150. For real. I let her nag at me for 5 minutes because I was speechless. I still am. Edit. I'm from Australia, and it's not common to give gifts that relate to the cost of you attending the wedding. Today I learned that it is normal in some cultures, but it's not been a thing I've encountered. $200 is a lot of money for the average person to give here. And yes, that candle really is expensive, but she wanted it. Well, the bigger version that I couldn't afford. So I thought she'd be super happy with my gift. Is it just me that thinks that concept of pay what it's worth is so stupid? What if you had like really rich friends that held like a $1 million party and then you had to pay that? No, that's stupid. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you did, then please do leave a like on it as it helps out so much. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now or check out some of the playlists down below. But thank you again for watching and I will see you soon.